Hello and welcome to my channel, Peaceful Chaos. My name's Erica and I am currently pregnant with twin girls, or so we think at this point. Today is going to be a update on my pregnancy. Today I am 18 weeks and 2 days. No, I am 19 weeks and 2 days. And it has been a little bit of a doozy. I was diagnosed with perinatal depression. It's something that I've dealt with before, but not to the extent that it has been now. And this last week specifically was extremely stressful, so that didn't help either. So that is my biggest hurdle, is just the mental aspect of having these twins and being pregnant. In the last week, my 20-month-old has broken her leg, and so she's going to be in a cast for 4 weeks, and I cried when they told me that. It was just, seeing your baby hurt sucks, and not being able to care for her in the way that I would like to stinks. Her cast makes her very heavy. Like, even my husband says, like, it doesn't make sense, but the cast like doubled her weight. I think it's because she can't like balance herself very well, and she's very lopsided, and so the cast is pretty heavy, and she has a hard time lifting it on her own. So when you're carrying her, you're basically holding her leg and then carrying her with the rest of your body. She broke her leg on a day where I was feeling okay, and we went to the zoo and we were having a good time, and then she got hurt, and my mental capacity that I'm in right now was just like, it ruined everything because she got hurt. And I know that not to be true, and I know that I can tell myself like I didn't do it to her. She was sliding down a slide and her foot got stuck on the side and went up and her body went down, and that's just, it was an accident. There were a bunch of adults around her. There was one at the top, one at the bottom. She was holding her sister's hand. It just, sometimes these things happen and there's nobody's fault. It's just, she's a child and children get hurt. But because I was really trying to get out of the house and give my kids a good experience and not be the lazy bum that I have been, it just felt like I could do nothing right, and it couldn't go right. And being in that headspace is really difficult, and it's even more difficult to come out of for me. That's really the biggest part right now, is dealing with the mental things and trying to take time for myself. I think in the last video I had mentioned that I thought that I possibly had the perinatal depression, and I was trying to help naturally, and I'm still doing those things. But another thing that happened was our water heater went out, and I think I mentioned in the last video that my baths are one of my favorite things. They help me relax. They help my body not feel so heavy and like uncomfortable, and they help me to just actually be able to bring my brain to a resting spot. And our water heater has been out for on and off for about a week. My husband fixed it. It like stayed fine for 2 days, and then there were a couple days where he couldn't get to it, and he fixed it again. It worked for a couple days, and now we have someone on the way to look at the water heater today. So actually I might get interrupted in this video for it. So hopefully that can be figured out. That's stressful because it's money and it's inconvenient and it's first world problems, but it's just like, it just feels very like one thing after another kind of a situation right now. I don't want to like go into a huge like loop of every single little thing that happens every week, mentally, because every day is hard. Every day. I will not cry. Every day is really difficult. There's just, the ups and downs of life, right? Like, there are moments where your children don't listen. There are moments where a kid is crying because they're tired, and everything feels so big and so elevated, and I'm just having a hard time with it. That's all I can say. I'm just having a hard time. I have started to notice a lot of swelling in my face and my hands, just in my overall appearance. When I look in the mirror, I can tell that I'm a little more swollen, which is pretty normal for me in pregnancy. My back gave out on me a few days ago. I don't know if one of the babies is sitting on a sciatic nerve or it's just the weight of everything, but my sciatica really had a flare-up one day, and it hasn't been great since then. It's gotten a little bit better, but that night that it happened and the next day were really hard. It was hard to walk down the stairs and up the stairs. The first night I thought I was just going to sleep on the couch because I just couldn't move. So using a heating pad, taking medicine as I need it. There's not a whole lot you can do. I really need to go see a chiropractor probably for it, but I haven't had the time, and I really don't like spending money on myself. So that's been another interesting thing that's a little bit different. My belly is still very sore feeling. The best way I can describe it is like if you've ever ate way too much food and your stomach just feels so full, and it's almost like if you could do like a huge belch, you would feel better. That's kind of how I feel, but all the time. And the muscles, especially on the top part of my stomach, feel like they're super, super tight. Like they're trying really hard to hold these babies up. And I just feel like they're gonna snap. And it's gonna be not fun. Like, it just feels like my stomach's gonna be like, bloop, and then fall because these muscles aren't gonna be able to hold them anymore. So that's really uncomfortable, especially if I've walked for a while. So like my sciatica is bad, which means I'm kind of like compensating on my sciatica is on my right side, which means that I'm overcompensating with my left side, and then that also hurts my stomach in a weird way. So it's kind of just a mess. I try not to walk too much at all because it just takes everything out of me. I get really out of breath. I get really sore. A couple of days ago, I became extremely itchy. Not just a little itchy, extremely itchy. And I've heard of PUPS before. I really didn't know what it was, but I've heard of it, so I kind of Googled that, and I don't think that's what I have because there's no rash. It's not just on my stomach. Actually, the number one spot it's on is my back. My back is extremely itchy, and right under my hairline is really itchy. My face, all of my skin feels very like tender from how itchy it is. It could be the weather, but the amount of itchy is a little bit crazy because I've never had this bad itchy skin. And then I kind of freaked myself out because I was Googling it, and there's something called cholestasis, which I don't think I have, but when I was Googling it, it said like if your skin has a more yellow tint to it and things like that. And then I was looking in the mirror, seeing things that weren't actually there, and I was texting everybody, do I look yellow to you? I don't think that's what I have, because from my understanding, it's more in the palms and on your feet, the itchiness, and that's probably where I'm the least itchy. So I don't know. We do get our ultrasound on Thursday. I'm super excited for it. I just want to know for sure what these babies are. Obviously, we won't know it for sure until they come out, because there's always a chance. But like these ultrasounds are so good now, I feel like Thursday we'll know. Still out of breath. I do get these, I can't remember if I said it. I have been getting them for a while, but I still get the dizzy spells probably once a day, usually right after breakfast. I just get like really kind of foggy and dizzy and have to sit down. And the last day, yesterday and then today, I have not been feeling very good, kind of like that sicky feeling again. And I'm really praying that that does not come back like it was, at least, because I've been having a hard time eating, and I want to just believe that it's because there's not a whole lot of room in my stomach area right now, so eating any bit of something feels very filling. That's what I'm sticking with for now, because I really don't want to go back to not being able to eat anything at all. My husband moved. There's a lot of like furniture rearranging that we have to do to get ready for these babies, and he moved a crib from my 2 middle daughters' room into like, we have like a loft area, and I'm hoping that I can convince my sisters to help me, and we can kind of set up the loft area as the baby's rooms. It's a very small area, and it's not going to be a big extravagant thing, but just something cute and little for them to have, for me to have them have their little own space. And then I have to change everything that was in the loft and put it in different spots. And I really want to paint the back wall an accent color. So I'm kind of hoping that I can convince my sisters during this Christmas break. One of my sisters is a teacher, so Christmas break is where I feel like she could help me the most. So gonna try to convince them to help me with that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Ultrasound. I think that's it. I don't really have a whole lot to update on. I'm still working with my mental stuff. I'll try to let you guys know how that goes about, but like I said, I'm just having a really hard time, and I like to process things before like letting other people know about it, so it's kind of been a tricky situation with trying to make these videos, because I do want to document it and I don't want to hide anything, but I also need to be able to keep my own mental space, if that makes sense. I'll show you a bump update real fast, and then I'll let you guys go. I feel like you can watch my stomach grow. Like if I just sat here long enough, it would get bigger. This pattern doesn't do much for me right now. I definitely think I'm getting wider. All of my shirts pretty much are too small. Oh, sorry. They're pretty much all too small. I've gotten a few shirts that I'm going to have another sister make me tees out of. Hopefully cute stuff to make me feel cute and have something fun to have. I am going to try to video a before and after of that loft area that I was talking about for the babies and my other children's room. I also plan on going ham on this whole house and decluttering so much. All of this is baby stuff, twin stuff. These are clothes, obviously diapers. These are little nest things that I got a great deal on. So that stuff I'm gonna need. But a huge declutter of this house. And I do want to film those videos for you. I don't know if that would be more of something that I'm going to do in the new year, but maybe I'll make it a New Year's goal, a New Year's resolution. But we shall see. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.